folks, here is our second example for the Module 5 test. Now, as you can see, this is a flow proof that they want us to fill in. We know it's a flow proof, obviously, because they have the boxes with the arrows. And one good thing about this is that they gave us sort of where we're beginning and where we're ending and how many steps we have. So that's kind of nice to know. So let's use, I'm going to use some text to type in here. And let's go ahead and type in. Now, the first thing we're going to type in is, let's figure out what the given is, because that's going to be our first set of text, right? So the given here is going to be that UP is an angle bisector of angle U and angle P. Okay, so I'm just abbreviating here. And that's going to be our given information. So what I'm going to do then is write right underneath it, given. So underneath each box, I'm going to write what the reason is, right? Statement in the box, reason under the box. So then what we're going to do is we're going to add another text box. And what I like to do is I'm going to go all the way to the end of what we need to prove. And I'm going to put it right here because that has to be my last step. Now, I don't have to put Y yet, but I do want to put that this is my last step, that triangle JUP is going to be congruent to triangle MUP. Let's put our little triangle symbols in there. Nope. Triangle JUP is congruent to triangle MUP. Okay, so we don't have the reason for this yet, but that's okay. We don't need it quite yet, right? So UP, let's look up here. UP, it's telling me, is an angle bisector for both angle U up here and angle P down here. So what does that tell me? Well, we know what it tells us, right? It tells us that these two angles are congruent and that these two angles are congruent. So now let's go ahead and write that in our little spaces down here. So what are we going to write in these spaces? Well, we know that angle JUP is congruent to angle MUP. And our reason behind that is the definition of angle bisector. All right, so then we're going to go to our next one, which is JPU is going to be congruent to MPU. And again, that's because the definition of an angle bisector. So even though these both have the same reason, we have them in two separate places because they gave us a nice little flow chart and they gave us two places to put it in, right? So we know that because of this given, these two things are true. Then up here, we're going to have to find something else that's true so that we can prove that the triangles are congruent. So we're just going to look up here and we have two angles, right? So that leaves us with choices. We can either have an angle side or we can't have SAS. We can have AS or ASA because we have to have two angles, right? So if I look here, the only thing that I can tell me that's going to give me a third thing is that line segment UP is congruent to itself. And I know that because of the reflexive properties. So I'm just going to write reflexive down here. And then I now can go and put my reason for why triangle JUP is congruent to triangle MUP. And my reason is going to be ASA. And that's it. So we just filled in the whole thing. So if you know how to do this, you will definitely be able to complete the one that is similar to this on the test tomorrow. All right, good luck.